Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No.
Yeah.
I can't.
Wow! We'll explain that in a second, along with some shockingly unnerving facts about this judge. But first, welcome to tonight's special report on Biden's race and gender-based pick for the Supreme Court. The judge that the deep state has instructed Biden to nominate for the Supreme Court is Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. What Biden likes about her is that she's black, which is cool because Biden doesn't seem to like that about most black people. As we've reported previously, Biden championed the crime bill, which needlessly put many black men in prison. But more importantly, he called KKK recruiter Robert Byrd a friend and mentor while giving the eulogy at his funeral. Mentoring Biden to judge people based on the color of their skin, as the KKK does? Well, Joe was a pretty good apprentice, apparently. Which means what Biden stands for is the opposite of what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stood for, which adds up perfectly. After all, instead of picking people based on their ability, picking a woman based on the color of her skin has worked out very well for Biden previously. Picking Kamala Harris as vice president based on those same criteria has worked out just as successfully as wearing a meat suit to repel tigers works. One of the most impressive achievements of Judge Jackson was revealed when she shared that she has the inability to define what a woman is. Let's take a look.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
You need a biologist to define what a woman is? But I thought your team says gender is a social construct, not a biological one. So are you sure you can't define what a woman is?
I'm not a biologist.
Well, Judge, neither is Biden, but he's nominating you because you're a woman, and you don't even know what a woman is. Therefore, you're not even sure if you're a woman. So how does Biden know you're a woman? These are the questions we want to censor. And the critics might say, well, if she's really that dumb that she doesn't know what a woman is, then she has no business being on the Supreme Court. But if she is smart enough to know what a woman is, and is just lying and pretending she doesn't know in order to fit the Marxist agenda of the people trying to place her in the Supreme Court, then she has no business being in the Supreme Court. The critics might say that no matter how you add it up, she's a terrible pick that'll be serving the best interest of shady people rather than the American people. But the critics aren't mathematicians, so apparently they can't add things up to this obvious conclusion. Let's move along. Before we take a look at unnerving facts about Judge Jackson, let's see how well received she was by what's called sane people on the internet. Deborah Lee says, if you can't define a woman, why on earth should you be able to define our law? Well, Deborah, I think destroying the law and the Constitution is the intention here. So on that basis, what a dumb racist question you ask. And Chad Prather says, can someone tell me how a Supreme Court justice that can't define what a woman is supposed to interpret the 19th Amendment? The 19th Amendment guarantees women the right to vote. So Chad, with judge diversity at the bench, most women will lose their right to vote. Why? Well, as the new part-time Supreme Court justice and full-time communist can't tell what a woman is. Therefore, she won't know who to guarantee the right to vote to. Pop quiz. Which one is a woman? I don't know, I'm not a biologist. Could it be the one with the word woman under it? I don't know, I'm not a reader. Is it warm outside today? I don't know, I'm not a meteorologist. Are you planning on doing the bidding of nefarious people once you're in the Supreme Court? I don't know, I'm not an honest person. It seems that most people don't support Biden's pick nearly as much as the deep state that picked Biden's pick supports Biden's pick. More on that in a minute, but first, let's get unnerved. Judge Jackson sympathizes with pedophiles and wants to bring leniency about violating children to the highest court in the land. The radical left has a movement to normalize pedophilia, and Judge Jackson is doing her best to toe that same satanic silky line. Why does the left want to reduce the stigma about the worst crimes against innocent children that you can think of? Well, we'll leave that to your imagination. And Satan. Let's take a look at Judge Jackson defending pedophiles who just want to use the internet to violate children.
On the internet, with one click, you can receive, you can distribute tens of thousands. You can be doing this for 15 minutes, and all of a sudden, you are looking at 30, 40, 50 years in prison.
That, for some reason, doesn't sit well with people who serve God rather than a communist agenda. Let's take a look at Senator Lindsey Graham speaking up for the small minority of everyone in the face of her pro-pedophilia position.
All of a sudden, you are looking at 30, 40, 50 years in prison.
Good. Good.
I understand.
Absolutely
Senator,
good. I hope you are.
To do.
Good.
Allow her to finish, please.
I hope you go to jail for 50 years if you're on the internet trolling for images of children and sexual exploitation. So you don't think that's a bad thing? I think that's a horrible thing.
I wonder why Biden wants people who don't think pedophilia is a heinous, disgusting crime. Yep, still can't figure it out. But there's more. It's just being hidden. Judge Jackson handed out overly light penalties in child pornography cases she's ruled over. But Senate Judiciary Chairman Dick Durbin, that's a funny name, shockingly a Democrat, refused to make those pre-sentencing reports public, preventing the GOP from seeing them. But at least Judge Jackson isn't backed by some of the most destructive evil people on the planet. Now let me read this next part, which will hopefully prove that to be true. Judge Jackson is backed by a Democratic dark money nonprofit called Demand Justice. Demand Justice hides who their donors are. That's your first clue. Typically when people have everything to hide, you have nothing to worry about. Demand Justice is led by former Hillary Clinton campaign staffer Brian Fallon. The plot thickens. Where there's Hillary Clinton, there's usually George Soros not too far away. But with pedophilia and Marxism, he probably wouldn't be involved here. Oh yes! Yes, he is! George Soros provided $2.6 million of funding to Demand Justice. So the Supreme Court pick that the deep state is having Biden pick is backed by Soros. Does that make Soros part of the deep state? I don't know. Let's move on before I get shot. But no, it's Biden's pick. This has nothing to do with Soros. Of course. But here's a fun fact for you. A person named Paige Herwig serves as senior counsel and special assistant to Biden and is his point person on judicial nominations. Herwig was previously Demand Justice's senior counsel. Wow! That is a lot of George Soros influence on the president of the United States. But there's a few degrees of separation, so we can pretend like there's not. Okay, George. Jeez, I'll keep my mouth shut. Why can't you just threaten to kill my family like an adult? On the heartwarming side of things, Judge Jackson has helped empower abortion. But specifically, it's at least late-term partial birth abortions. So now at least we don't have to get into the debate of are they babies or not, because they're definitely babies she's empowered to have killed. And as an attorney, she's also worked to kill the First Amendment, or shall we say, abort the First Amendment to sound more progressive. Down with babies, right? And in other news about the good judge, when it comes to judging people not based on the content of their character, but rather the color of their skin, Judge Jackson seems to be all about critical race theory while pretending she's not when she's confronted about it. She sits on the board of a school that recommends a plethora of books teaching critical race theory to the young children that attend this school. Here's Senator Cruz questioning her about specific content in one of her school's recommended books.
They recommend babies confess when being racist. Now, this is a book that is taught at Georgetown Day School to students in pre-K through second grade, so 4 through 7 years old. Do you agree with this book that is being taught with kids that babies are racist?
Senator,
You know, the problem with babies being racist would be solved if we could just kill all babies before they're born. Then we'd have no more infantile racism. But you better be careful, because if you kill all the babies, then there won't be any kids for your pedophiles to commit heinous crimes against. Right, Judge Jackson? That's it for our special report on Biden's Supreme Diversity pick. You're in good hands, as Biden is appointing the most qualified skin colors to govern against our Constitution. Now, it dawns on me, because I'm not a biologist, I have no clue if my wife's a woman or not. So I'm gonna go see if I can hire a biologist to study my wife's crotch so we can get some answers here. We'll see. Good night! This just in! Because the possibility of being deplatformed threatens your and I's ability to connect, I would love to have you join my email list to ensure we stay connected. You can do that by going to awakenwithjp.com/join me. See you there. Thank you for watching this video, and I want to thank the sponsor of the video, Blue Blocks, which makes my favorite evidence-based blue light blocking glasses, and they also make my favorite red light therapy devices. Red light therapy has earned its place in the cutting edge of the biohacking world. Here's why I love it. It's an easy and effortless way to help accelerate the recovery from injuries, which is something I do to myself a little too often. It helps with recovery from exercise, it has anti-aging effects on your skin, and amongst other benefits, it also stimulates the mitochondria of your cells to produce ATP, which means it gives you more energy. As part of my health and vitality routine, I love to do 20-minute red light therapy sessions. And here's the cool part, Blue Blocks has a variety of red light therapy devices to fit all your needs. There's the larger unit, the Hive Max, to completely immerse you in red light. There's the Hive Mini for spot treatments. And now there's the new Hive Bullet, which is the most portable, travel-friendly red light therapy device I've ever seen. I really want my elbow to heal. I don't actually have an elbow injury, but I'm gonna fake one because I like to get attention from being injured. If you want to boost your wellness program with red light, then Blue Blocks has the device for you. To check them out, just go to blueblocks.com/JP. And because you are a viewer of mine, be sure to use a discount code JP, which will get you 15% off. Enjoy.